At times you may feel overwhelmed by the negativity in the world, or even in your own mind. It's a heavy burden to carry. But what if I told you there's a powerful ancient practice that can not only lift that weight, but also transform your entire experience of life? Today we're diving deep into the heart of Buddhist wisdom to explore how compassion can be a profound source of healing. So, what exactly is compassion from a Buddhist perspective? It's often described as the wish for others to be free from suffering. But it's much more than just a fleeting feeling of pity. It's an active, engaged empathy. The great Buddhist master Shantideva said, "All the joy the world contains has come through wishing happiness for others. All the misery the world contains has come through wanting pleasure for oneself." This really gets to the core of it. True compassion isn't just about feeling sorry for someone. It's about recognizing our shared humanity, our shared desire to be happy and free from pain. This understanding is the first step in healing. When we're trapped in our own suffering, our anxieties, our frustrations, our heartaches, our world can become very small. It's like being in a room with the curtains drawn, focused only on the shadows inside. Compassion is the act of pulling back those curtains and letting the light in. It shifts our focus from me to we. We start to see that the person who cut us off in traffic, the co-worker who annoys us, the stranger on the street, they all have their own struggles, their own secret sorrows, just like we do. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating. It frees us from the prison of our own ego. Suddenly, our personal problems don't seem so monumental. They are part of a much larger tapestry of human experience. This doesn't diminish our own pain, but it puts it into context. It helps us realize we are not alone in our struggles. This shared connection is the foundation of genuine healing. Now let's talk about the practical side. How does this actually work to heal us? In Buddhism, one of the primary sources of our suffering is what's called the three poisons: greed, hatred, and ignorance. Think of them as the root causes of our mental and emotional turmoil. Greed is that constant wanting, the feeling of never having enough. Hatred includes everything from mild irritation to intense anger. And ignorance is the fundamental misunderstanding of reality, seeing ourselves as separate and isolated from everyone else. Compassion is the direct antidote to these poisons. Let's break it down. When you cultivate compassion, you are actively working against hatred and aversion. Instead of reacting with anger when someone makes a mistake, you might try to understand the pressure they are under. This doesn't mean you condone harmful actions, but it stops the cycle of anger in your own mind. It replaces that fiery, destructive energy with a cooler, more spacious quality of understanding. This is healing for your nervous system, your relationships, and your overall well-being. Compassion also counteracts greed. When we are genuinely concerned with the well-being of others, our own selfish desires naturally begin to lose their grip on us. The focus shifts from "what can I get" to "what can I give?" This generosity of spirit, this wish for others to have what they need, creates a sense of inner richness and abundance. You realize that true happiness doesn't come from accumulating more for yourself, but from contributing to the happiness of others. It's a profound release from the endless, exhausting cycle of wanting. And finally, compassion cuts through the root poison of ignorance. The very practice of compassion is an acknowledgement of our interconnectedness. When you feel compassion, you are directly experiencing the truth that the separation between self and other is an illusion. My happiness is connected to your happiness. Your suffering affects me. This deep understanding is what Buddhism calls wisdom, and when wisdom and compassion come together, they are an unstoppable force for healing and transformation. So, how do we start cultivating this powerful force in our own lives? A classic Buddhist practice is called metta, or loving kindness meditation. It's simpler than you might think. You start by offering wishes of well-being to yourself. You might silently repeat phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." This is a crucial first step. We can't pour from an empty cup. Healing has to start with self-compassion. We have to learn to be a good friend to ourselves, to forgive our own mistakes, and to wish ourselves well. Once you feel a sense of warmth and kindness toward yourself, you gradually extend it outwards. First, to a loved one or a good friend. You visualize them and repeat the phrases, "May you be happy, may you be healthy." Then you extend it to a neutral person, someone you don't have strong feelings about, like a cashier at the grocery store. This helps broaden the circle. The next step is the most challenging and perhaps the most transformative. You extend these wishes of loving kindness to someone you have difficulty with. This isn't about forcing yourself to suddenly like them or approve of their behavior. It's a practice for your own heart. It's about releasing the poison of resentment and anger that you are carrying. By wishing them well, you are freeing yourself from the burden of holding on to that negativity. Finally, you extend compassion to all living beings, everywhere, without exception. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from suffering. This expansive practice breaks down all the barriers our minds create. It connects us to the entire web of life and cultivates a boundless heart. This practice, done regularly, literally rewires your brain. Neuroscientific studies have shown that compassion meditation strengthens the neural pathways associated with empathy, positive emotions, and emotional regulation. It reduces activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain that governs our fight or flight response, and increases activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is linked to happiness and self-control. So, the healing isn't just a philosophical idea, it's a tangible physiological process. By practicing compassion, you are actively calming your nervous system, reducing stress hormones like cortisol, and boosting your resilience to life's challenges. You become less reactive and more responsive. You start to see problems not as personal attacks, but as situations that need to be handled with wisdom and kindness. This inner transformation naturally radiates outward and heals our relationships. When you approach others with a compassionate heart, they can feel it. Defensiveness melts away. Communication becomes more open and honest. You become a source of comfort and stability for the people around you. You create a ripple effect of positivity that can touch more lives than you can imagine. In essence, the Buddhist path shows us that suffering isn't something to be feared or run away from. It's a universal part of life. But by meeting that suffering in ourselves and in others, with the boundless heart of compassion, we transform it. We heal ourselves from the inside out. We release the poisons of anger and greed and replace them with the medicine of love and connection. It's a journey from a small constricted self to an open, expansive heart that has room for the entire world. It's the ultimate healing. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration today. If this resonated with you, I encourage you to try a simple, loving kindness meditation for just 5 minutes. See how it feels. Let me know about your experience in the comments below, and if you'd like to explore more topics like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Wishing you all peace and well-being.